always a good sign when the camera actually begins upright as opposed to lying flat on the desk. Tampa Motor Mouth Joe rolling behind the microphone. Just going to get this out of the way as we will show it in stream and warning. Oh, God. Theme song incoming as the Friday week recap show has nothing has broken. Yeah, that'll happen, of course, after the second I press the stop button. But here's the theme warning, it's loud.
He is not always crazy. Another morning is hazy. Flip it on and what do you know? It is time for another Tampa Motor Mouth show. Even when the Bucks fail, his script may go way off the rails. Hopefully entertaining, even if it is raining. And he has sports, news of all sorts. Got the Bolts and the Rays as well. You never know what is in store. And now it's time for Joel to yak some more.
There you go. So, rocking and rolling, because that's always funny, because you're like, okay, I remember I saved the blasted thing. Where the bleep did I save it? But of course, on today's show, just a quick, once again, ad nauseum, ad infinitum, Black Monday recap again. But of course, before we go to that, and then later on, we have my NFL wild card picks. Of course, there was a game last night, CFP semifinals. Miami of Florida held on to beat a Lane Kiffin-less Ole Miss. Oh, baby. So 31-27. So is this the stud? And tonight's going to be the dud. Or do you have two studs and then you have the championship game be the dud? But of course, starting off first quarter, Miami right away with a field goal, 38-yard, making it 3-0. Then, of course, you had a touchdown from Ole Miss as Keelan Lacey absolutely broke one for a 70 freaking 3-yard touchdown and a good extra point. That would have been sweet. That would have been sweet for fantasy, right? You start him in fantasy. Oh man, you'd just be like the guy behind the tree meme. Like, oh man, all them points. He's gonna have a good night. Then of course Miami responded with a touchdown of their own. Chamar Brown rushing for a 4-yard touchdown. Extra point good. 10-7 at this point for Miami. Then, of course, you had a field goal, 10 all. Then you had a touchdown, Carson Beck completing a pass to Keelan Marion, for a 52-yard touchdown, extra point. Good. 17-10. Miami at this point. Then you had a field goal right before the end of the half, making it 17-13. So 4-point game going in that time. Then the third quarter, kind of all of a sudden you had all the activity in the first half, but in the third quarter, kind of you could tell all of a sudden halftime, sort of a bit of a switch in momentum. The only score in the third quarter was a field goal from Ole Miss after 4th and 10 on Miami 37, but at least Ole Miss got some points out of it. 17-16. Oh boy, all of a sudden, everybody who had the U kind of sweating bullets just a little bit at this point. I can imagine going into the fourth quarter. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Are we going to have an Ole Miss upset here in the semis. This is going to be an overtime game. This is going to be like a 1 o'clock in the flipping morning finish. But fourth quarter then happened. Field goal. Ole Miss to take the lead 19 to 13. 21-yard field goal. Boom. Then you had the Hurricanes, with a Carson Beck completion to Tony for a 36-yard touchdown, extra point. Good. 24-19. And then Ole Miss responds in kind with Trinidad doing his thing again, completing to Daquan Wright for a 24-yard touchdown. Trinidad passed to Caleb Odom for a 2-point conversion. Ole Miss leading at this point, 3:17 to go, 27-24. Not a lot of time left on the clock. Can Carson Beck do the magic? Can Carson Beck get it done? Get the University of Miami, get the Hurricanes to the promised land? Yeah, that would be a yes. Second and goal. Carson Beck scrambling himself for a 3-yard touchdown, and the point after attempt is good. Also, point after, whatever a point after is. Point after attempt is good. Miami hangs on 31-27. No overtime. Everything is all official. It's done. Miami moves on. And so we get right to it. Get right to the NFL picks. Close things out, making it a short one. Oh, right. Forgot. For the NFL picks, of course, Black Monday week. Absolutely crazy. 4 fired between Sunday and Monday. Raheem Morris started all off Sunday night. It wasn't just Morris ago. And you also had Fortnoy, who was the GM, cleaned house. Even Rich McKay, the CEO. Bye-bye. The triumvirate gone. Fresh start. They're bringing in Matt Ryan to bring in new leadership. Oh boy, should be interesting days ahead for Atlanta. Then, of course, you had Stefanski finally released in Cleveland. A lot of people think wait past time there. They're shocked that they actually did it. No shock that Gannon was gone in Arizona after that horrible season. Most notably remembered for bumping up against his running back when he did that goal line derp, and then was fined $100,000 for physical contact with the player. So, then, of course, what everyone saw coming from light years away, Pete Carroll gone from the Las Vegas Raiders. 04. 4 on Monday. Was that it? Or done? That would be a no, because John Harbaugh fired on Wednesday. It wasn't Tuesday, because Tuesday was... No, he was fired on Tuesday. Gone on Tuesday, had the conversation. The team did not want to move on from the OC. He did. He went bye, and all of a sudden, this all the teams, 45 minutes after being fired, 6 or 7 teams, including one, still had a head coach. Apparently, it was like, got on the phone, but Harbaugh didn't really want to talk to anyone. This week, he's waiting until next week, so we may not be done yet. And then, of course, Thursday, the Mike McDaniel news. You're thinking, surely we have to be done. Nope, you weren't, and don't call me Shirley, as Mike McDaniel out in Miami had a frank discussion with Stephen Ross. And after the discussion and reflection, Ross just thought that Mike McDaniel was not the fit for the team moving forward. So, So Chris Greer fired in the middle of the season. Everyone kind of surprised. McDaniel was still hanging on, hanging around. And Mike McDaniel had his baseball bat gone. Survived until Thursday. Wasn't canned on Monday, but canned on Thursday. Any surprises today? Any surprises next week? We'll have to wait and find out. And of course, yeah, the Bucks absolutely clean house, at least as far as the coaching staff goes, yesterday, because Todd Bowles surprisingly retained, made his case that 3 division titles earned him a right to be the head coach next year. But 5 coaches fired, including Josh Rizzard, the OC. Definitely a good move, as far as a lot of people, I'm sure, are concerned. 2 more coaches retired, so 7 new, fresh faces will be starting under Todd Bowles for 2026. Will it make any difference? Eh, I, I won't be surprised if Bowles survives the season if he is not fired early. Because I did the comment on Reddit. Todd Bowles returns for Buccaneers Doomsday in 2026, and one of the comments was, I'm pretty sure he's going to be fired after the first 5 games. And I could buy into that. 5 or 6 games. I could buy into that if the Bucks are on the struggle bus early. But all right, let's get to the NFL games. Then we'll wrap this puppy up. Yeah, of course you got Rams and the Carolina Panthers going at it. Yeah, you got to pick the Rams here. I'm sorry, they're going to remember what Carolina did to them in the regular season. You're going to have Devontae Adams back. Pretty much Tatora McMillan is pretty much the main offensive weapon besides Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle for Carolina. This Rams have 2 very dangerous wide receivers, Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua. And yeah, kind of crazy. We'll have to see if anything happens, because of course, actually, that's actually very apropos of curse, because the Brandon Perna curse wheel, spoilers, ooga, he spun it and it landed on the Rams. Ooh, boy. And last time around that happened, Rams had plane trouble. Booker had life string trouble and everything that kind of went with there. So yeah, we'll see if the curse wheel has any magic for the Rams for the wild card round. Then, of course, you move on. So I'm picking the Rams. You got Green Bay and Chicago. I know you have all the historical talk and historical trend of Chicago. The reason why I'm picking the Bears, I just didn't like how Green Bay looked going into the playoffs. Going into the playoffs, you like a team to be white hot. Green Bay was anything but. Got run over by Derrick Henry. Of course, it was Clayton Tune. So, yeah, you really can't put a whole lot of credence on that performance when it's the 3rd flipping string quarterback, maybe a 4th string quarterback with all the injuries. Jordan Love was out, so the concussion. Then Malik Willis ended up banged up, and then he had to go out. So, you got to put Clayton Tune out there, oh boy. So, yeah, I think I'm tuning the Packers out. Not picking the Bears, even though I know I saw the post. The Bears haven't won against the Packers since close to before Pearl Harbor. So, yeah. But I just think you have everything lining up for the Bears. You got the weather sitch that's going to shut passing down some and force the run. Josh Jacobs is a pretty good runner, but yeah, for the Bears, DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai. So 2v1, I think you pick the two weapons as opposed to 1 weapons. Yeah, I think Chicago can finally do it. Won't be surprised with the Packers win, but yeah. Then, of course, Buffalo and Jacksonville. Oh, my God. I'm so tired of it. It's Josh Allen's window. It's his time. You don't have the Chiefs. You don't have the Ravens. If he doesn't get it done now, he doesn't really have anybody to throw to. Ever since Stephon Diggs left the team, Jacksonville, speaking of white hot, is white flipping hot. Trevor Lawrence is switched on up to the max. He's got an offense. He's got a defense. And I'm picking Jacksonville. I think Buffalo They didn't get in as division champs. He got in as a wild card. And I just think that the Buffalo dominance has faded. I just think that last season, Orchard Park in that stadium is not going to be a high mark. Hey, so yeah, we're picking the Jags. Then you got the 49ers against the Eagles. I know you can make the case for the 49ers, but I'm just picking the Eagles. They rested all their starters. 49ers have had an amazing year. Kyle Shanahan definitely deserves Coach of the Year. Probably means Vrabel's going to get it. But you're picking Eagles. They're rested. They're healthier. They have a healthier defense. They have a healthier offense. And yeah, if they get bounced out in the first round, ooh, boy, crazy. I could see that happening. You can make the case CMC might be better than the Saquon Barkley, especially recently, but I just think Philadelphia has the better and the healthier package right now. And Chargers in New England, I know you can make the case for the Chargers having potentially the better quarterback, but I think Drake May has the better and the healthier offensive line. Chargers run game definitely in question. O'Marion Hampton missed all that time. He's back, stepped back into it like he didn't miss a beat. But you have Ramondre Stevenson, Trevion Henderson, a 1-2 punch again. Once again, like the Bears, two weapons of mass destruction on the ground as opposed to one. Marion Hampton, you're not really sure about that depth behind Hampton. You are sure about Stevenson and Henderson. And I think that can make all the difference in the world. You've got Diggs, who's switched on, and you just have a New England Patriots team that I think, by and large, and most importantly, have a better O line and healthier O line than the Chargers do. And I'm picking New England. Think they have the first win upset because yeah, they're 115. They're barely favorites. It's a toss up. It's a pick 'em, but I definitely make them the favorites. As yeah, they're home. They're home. It's cold. Hell, he's got to go on the road. So yeah, I've got to pick the Patriots. I think they can knock the Chargers out. The Chargers have had an amazing year under Jim Harbaugh. I don't think many people thought they'd get this far, but I think New England gets the job done. Final one, of course. Yeah, I don't think you need a lot of analysis on that. Yay, DK is back. So Aaron Rodgers finally has somebody to throw to other than Marcus Valdes-Scantling. But yeah, we're picking Houston. We're locking Houston double down, and Tomlin gets a first round exit. I think it's time that he ends up going somewhere else other than Pittsburgh. Don't think he gets fired per se, but it's a case of parting mutually. Tomlin decides he has a talk, he has a yak, and they're like, You've been amazing here. You got us a ring, but yeah, just both parties decide that it's finally time to move on. I'm picking Houston. I'm sorry. I know you're going to have crazy folks out there trying to make the case for the Steelers here. Well, you got the Steelers defense. But yeah, you're picking Houston. So there you go. And my final thought would definitely be the fact that out of all the weekends, this is the weekend that it doesn't hit yet. That is the playoffs. You have all the activity, you have the Black Monday, so it's busy, 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 busy. You have college football playoffs 2 nights in a row, right smack before football. Then you have the wild card weekend. Then you have 3 days of games, 2 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, 1 on Monday. Should be 3 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday. Should have the Monday game, in my opinion. But yeah, and all of a sudden, it's just you have a lot of busy, you have a lot of activity, and it doesn't feel like it's a playoffs. It's going to hit. That is the playoffs, and the season is over and ending. Divisional round. When all of a sudden you look at the schedule, and it's going to be 4 games, 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday. Then next week, conference championship. 2 games on Sunday. One early, one late, 2-week break. Let's talk about the skylines of both cities and what food both cities have, and let's all that. And the mayors are going to make the bet, blah, 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 blah. And then you finally get the Super Bowl. Then you'll have the college football national championship. And then football goes into hibernation. So just sort of take it in while it's here and enjoy it. Because all of a sudden, soon be gone and we'll be on to hockey and basketball. And that's it for me. And just a very quick one as we check. We check to see. We check to see that nothing amazing happened. Bill's apparently going to sell everything from the stadium before demolition, even urinals. Yeah. Hey, I've got a Buffalo Bills urinal. Yay. David Montgomery expected to be traded. Bloody blah. Fantasy. Yesterday. Don't care. Forecast for upcoming Bears Packers wild card game. Soldier Field shows 9-degree wind chill. Wind gusts of 40 miles per hour. That's gonna be gold. Buccaneers fire OC Josh Grizzard. You know. Okay, so nothing really fantastic happening as far as football. Let's check the current feed. Let's see. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Mana. See, I'm not seeing anything as like wow, holy crap. So yeah, that's my pretty much my final thought. Just wanted to check. It's gonna wait until probably about a few minutes after I punch stop, and then hey, somebody else got fired from the NFL. But yeah, so just a quick recap. Of course, pretty good first of 2 CFP semi-final games. Hopefully that means tonight won't suck. Then of course, Black Monday week, very active. So total of 6 coaches over the week gone and fired. And finally, of course, my NFL picks that I know you probably don't care about. But and hey, for my picks yesterday, I did go 3-0 because I think I picked Minnesota, Cleveland, Pittsburgh over the Devils, and of course, I picked the U. I picked the Hurricane. So, boom, shakalaka. And I actually traded places. What Odds Trader, I think it's called, just because I went for Action Network. Just I used to track my picks and trying to bring up my yesterday picks, and it's going, okay, here's your record, but we don't have the picks. I'm going, huh? Because I'm guessing that's a paid feature. That's one of those. In order to get this feature, you need to upgrade to premium. Yeah, that's every freaking flipping freaking site. In order to have this, you gotta upgrade to premium. Yeah, we're not freaking billionaires, yo. Okay? So that's my final thought. That's my final thought of my final thought and my final thought with my final thought. But yeah. So right, enjoy football while we got it, because we're gonna turn around and it's gonna be the middle of February. And I'm Joel Verle.